Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night Chronicle. I am the Ravnos Archon. My name is Will, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. Last, we left off with our anarchs. We opened up with them arriving at the Red Eye Lounge around midnight to notice that there's a new bouncer at the door. Big old Nordic-looking guy. But they were escorted inside. They got to see Otis and the rest of his coterie, and they learned about the Plague Doctor and Gustav Vladikov Orsten being attached to him in some way, shape, or form. They got to see a little bit of Otis grilling Dmitri because this coterie chose the wrong person to go snooping around for information about Gertrude Hanzig. But for his benefit and for his character study, I think we got to learn a little bit about Dmitri because he never sold you guys out. You know? He is a loyal motherfucker. To the grave, some would say. But they learned that Sheriff Green showed up the night before, had good things to say about Melvin, and that he was sent by Hyde himself to ask Otis to call off the Praxis War. But he also let Otis know that there's a new bishop in town, that Vico's kind of left them a parting gift in the city before they fucked off to Seattle. They also learned that Grant Reynolds was reinstated as a Templar for said bishop. And then Otis switched gears and asked them what they knew about Paolo Antonio Marcucci, who has apparently resurfaced in the city. So it seems that it isn't just Lodin that seems to be a cockroach that can't die. There is also now a Nosferatu who is very much apparently dodged death itself. Otis asked Melvin about Lydia Frost and whether he could get in contact with her because her sire came asking for help for both of them, and let them know that they had been hunted and that they are being hunted by someone in the city. Apparently, a Banu Hakim has been put onto both of them, both of their trails. Otis was very frank with Melvin after he asked what Hyde had offered him to call off the Praxis War, and told him that they offered him the Primogen seat on the city, which would be a suicide attempt, given that that would put him incredibly close and within striking distance of Hyde. But Otis did end up asking about Yvette and what happened with that interview, with that kind of sit down, that meeting, and then Melvin tossed Ivory Larson's name in the hat for the Primogen seat as far as the Toreador are concerned. And then they were given a Polaroid of the knuckleheads they were hunting down somewhere in Kaiser from a bit of paused CCTV footage. But they also noticed that Grant Reynolds was in the background of this picture. And so the four of them seemed to be hanging out in Kaiser, at least for the time being. They interacted a little bit with Coulson on their way out. He revealed they had talked about Hyde and what he had on Otis, or what he might have offered Otis, rather. And revealed that Green had told them Hyde offered him the Primogen seat for the Brujah seat, but he turned it down. When Shepard showed up, they revealed their plans to have the Free Souls do a ride-by of the hotel where the disciples were staying, and we immediately shifted gears, and it turned into a hurricane of sorts landing in this little area just off of I-5 and Sunnyvale. But they did end up creating quite a ruckus, forcing some of the disciples out, all of the disciples rather, out to chase the Free Souls, creating a bit of chaos in the northern end of the city. And we left off with Andreas staying behind to kind of keep an eye and spy on any comments that might be made by the disciples when they come back, as Melvin and Erikson headed to Willamette University to check for Lydia Frost. And this is where we're going to pick up with our group. Hello, boys.
How you doing?
Howdy.
Look at these faces.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
All out of bubble gum.
Dangerous, dangerous times we're living in. So we'll start with our dynamic duo of troublemakers as you arrive on the scene at Willamette University.
Copy.
It's quiet. It's almost 1 a.m. The lights are on in the university. People are studying, especially now, given that it is one of the last weeks of school, or at least finals week currently going on. And the librarian just kind of nods as the two of you enter, goes back down to reading her book. The library is a 4-story building, huge block, basically. There is a little alcoves in the corners that are used for like gardens and stuff, like little topiaries, but the inside is basically just a block. There's a large central staircase that kind of goes up through all the floors. There is an elevator off to the side, but otherwise, the library is at your disposal.
Where should we start looking?
If she's going to be here, she's probably going to be, default guess is Atlantis stuff.
Oh,
why don't you go talk to that librarian and see where their Atlantis things are?
Because famously, libraries have a whole sections devoted to Atlantis.
Just on Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want lost lore. That's in 325.2.
There's going to be at least 3 books with the letter A. All right.
AT.
ATL, Atlanta.
If you go to Atlanta, you gotta keep
You're most of the way there, baby.
You gotta keep going.
Sure. Okay. I feel like he's just trying to get rid of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, okay, sure. So I'll go up to the librarian.
Yep. She looks up.
I disappear immediately. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I knew it. That's what I was figuring.
I know this game.
I can't believe you fell for that shit.
Oh, this trick in the... Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Let me give it back to you.
Let me give it back to you.
Twice.
That's okay.
Yep.
So I'm already at the librarian.
Yeah. So you get over there. You're turning on all, you said, as you get up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she sees the shadow of your form come over her desk. She puts the bookmark, and then she immediately looks up, and then you see her eyes widen as the effect of awe kind of glazes over. How can I help you, sir?
Oh, goody. I'm sorry. My name is Erikson, and your name?
Oh, Amanda?
Amanda, such a pleasure to meet you tonight. I am looking for some literature regarding Atlantis. Would you by any chance know where I would find this information?
You could check the 3rd floor. That's where the mythology section is.
325, I said it.
Yeah. What's my hunger level? Hold a sec.
Did you ask her about the book?
You're 1.
Where's the Atlantis book?
I'm at 1? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at 1.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hey, I'm fine. I was thinking of doing something. All right, but yeah, so thank you so much. And how long are you here till?
Oh, I'm here the rest of the night. I'm the graveyard shift. It's me and Andre.
Okay. Well, my name is Erikson. I will find you if I have any questions. Thank you so much.
Yes, please do.
While he's talking, I'm walking up, and I'm going to be right behind him. So when he turns around,
perfect.
So it's just like this.
Love it.
Or this.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I tap his sack. Taps.
Bam.
Can you ask her, describe Lydia? And I kind of describe, because I don't think you ever met Lydia.
No, I've never met Lydia.
I describe her to you. I'm like, Ask if she's seen anybody with that description come in.
Oh, sure.
And then I step back and I go, "Thank you," and I turn around and I walk back.
Yeah. But she looks up at you, having heard your discussion because you are on the other side of a desk.
Correct.
Correct.
As if this wasn't planned.
Correct.
But she didn't see my face.
She didn't want to see your face.
Correct.
But yeah, she looks up at you. Yeah, I believe that young lady came in with a young man, maybe about an hour ago.
And you haven't seen them leave?
I have not.
This is the only way. This is the only exit, correct?
This is the main exit. There's another one out back, by the elevators, but I haven't heard the elevator go off since Andre went upstairs.
And by any chance, would you know where they have gone? Maybe what floor they would have been on?
Oh, that I don't know. They went up the stairs, so I couldn't tell you.
Amanda, you've given me so much. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
I'll see you again.
I look forward to it.
I turn around and I immediately start walking.
Yeah.
I turn off awe. I'm just like, okay, turn this shit off just in case. And wherever he is, if he goes, I'm going upstairs. That's all I'm saying. I'm going upstairs.
You did great. And I follow.
I'm proud of you.
I try to punch the air where I think he would be.
No, he's visible.
I'm not obfuscated.
Yeah, he's visible.
Dude, I was right in your face.
You guys were having a full conversation across the desk from her. Even if he was obfuscated, if he'd have spoken too loud.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
And even then, like, most of the time, he is running around with silence of death. So the fact that he turned it off to talk to you, tells you so much about him.
Mm-hmm. Like he still hasn't mastered sign language.
Why do you listen? Here's the funny part: is that you think that when you talk to me, I listen, but I move just enough space so silence of death's on, so I just see your mouth move at the time.
Mm-hmm. Life's much easier that way.
It's so much easier. 100%. I just nod my head and
100%.
I like that plan. That's why so much shit caught on fire because I just agreed to it.
100%.
Sure, sounds great.
If both of you could give me wits and awareness rolls.
Which, by the way, as I'm walking up the stairs,
yes.
I turn on silence of death on my end.
Okay. Sure. You round out at the first landing, halfway between the first floor and the second floor. You round out and start climbing upstairs. And we will see if you guys can notice what there is to do.
Okay, I got a 7 on my hunger. Then I got 7, 8, 9, 10 on my regular dice, and then a 2 and a 5. So 5 successes, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm rolling 7 dice. I better get like freaking some kind of a good roll.
Right.
I got a 5 on the hunger.
Okay.
3 9s, an 8, and a 2, so 4 successes.
Okay, yeah. Both of you, as you're climbing up the stairs, you notice the sound of the wind pick up outside, and the door kind of creaks open and then slowly closes. And you see Amanda at the front kind of rub her arm, and she goes over and she puts on a sweater.
And that was downstairs?
That was downstairs, first floor.
We saw.
None of us have aspects. God.
Yeah, I know. The one. Wait,
none of you have aspects.
Light this place on fire. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Ready, go. in case of anything. Yeah. In case of anything.
Literally just a latch that disconnected. There's literally nobody in here, but we just lit thousands of books.
You know, Salem winters are notorious for being windy, but fuck it. Let's just set it on fire in case.
I thought I was in Florida. Sorry.
I hope this does happen just so I can come back like hours later watching the burning library. Like, did you miss me?
Right?
You saw that too, right? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
And she goes over and she pulls the door closed. And you hear it thunk.
I say that we continue. However, we should be at least either one of us hang back or something, because this seems like that. I don't think that's a coincidence, and I don't.
You don't know. Here's the thing with that. You don't know what Lydia looks like, and she doesn't know who you are.
Yeah,
So if anybody's hanging back,
it'd be me.
it's not me.
Yeah. Yeah. So I need you to. So why don't we just go? I'll follow you.
How wide are the stairs, though? Are these like? Is this like a grand staircase, or is this like
it is made to handle a student rush. So
Got it.
Every time that it opens up onto the main kind of rise, the main kind of incline, the stairway is about 30 to 40 feet wide.
Wow. Okay. So he can't. He wouldn't
the
be able to just stand there and feel something.
No, the tributaries that go up where they split are half that size.
Okay. I think we should just stick together right now.
But they do have that one incline, a landing, tributaries up,
and then the wraparound.
And then the wraparound is again that large incline, and then the wraparound of the tributaries. So
we should stick together.
Yeah. All right. Whatever you.
I'll go to the third floor.
Okay.
Well, he didn't tell. Did I hear her tell him the third floor? Or, okay. You. But he hasn't said it yet. So I'm assuming that I at least heard it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will.
She heard you. She heard you ask him to describe to ask about her. So I'm gonna assume.
The fact that you were right fucking here, I would also assume that you knew.
But I stepped back. I gave you your space after, bro.
Yeah.
I gave you your space after.
Hey, work your charm, bro.
Versus my demon face isn't gonna, fucking solve anything for anybody.
Correct.
So.
Oh yeah, but should we? But I guess we would glance at the second floor as we're going up the stairs too.
Yeah, and the floors are kind of all laid out the same. It's kind of using the space the best way possible. So directly as you come up, there's always a little, maybe like 6 foot long table with a chair behind it that looks like it would have a student representative to kind of help you with whatever's on the floor, but it's empty right now. And then there's just an X shape of just like bookshelves in one direction and then completely perpendicular in the other direction, following the cardinal distances. So if a wall is this way, the bookshelves are perpendicular to it.
Got it. Okay.
But you notice that some of the bookshelves don't go all the way to the end. They're cut short and they have tables. You can see that right now most of the tables have the chairs flipped upside down and on top of them. But it does look like every so often you'll notice that one table has a lamp turned on and there's a couple of books strewn about, and one of the chairs is open and there's like a satchel or book bag placed by it, but there's nobody there, so you can imagine that they might be on the floor's bathroom or something like that as you come up to the second floor.
I will grab the first book that I find in the first book and pretend like I'm looking at it while I'm walking around.
Okay.
Even though I'm a demon that's fucking faced creature that's walking around this fucking library, I'm gonna pretend like I'm trying to blend in as stupidly as it might sound.
Sure.
I'll let you decide what book it is that I randomly grabbed.
Second story. It is a book about architecture.
Okay.
It is showing you like classic Greek differences between like ionic and diotic columns.
Okay.
All right.
But I'll start walking around looking, seeing if I see anything like.
You'll hear the sound of like a door open and close, and then you'll see somebody come around to the table that I described, and they sit down, and you hear them clear their throat, and they get back to doing what they're doing.
If they walk past me, I'm just like, ionic.
Just just for shits and giggles, am I able to see Breath of Life as we pass by that person?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not pale.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going. You want to go to the third then?
Yeah. So if we walk around the
Sounds really
second floor and we
interesting.
don't see
No,
anything,
it's
I'll
only
go up to third.
the one guy kind of studying. It looks like one of the other tables was inhabited at some point, because they never put the chair up, and they've left the books closed, but stacked by the edge of the table. They didn't put them back.
I'll walk over. I'll walk over to see what the books are, just out of curiosity.
They look like
I'm detectiving right now.
yeah. They look like early year, like maybe like first or second year, law stuff.
Ah. Is that book thicker than the one I'm holding?
One of them is, yeah,
I
100%.
grabbed that book. I'm grabbing that book.
Pretty soon,
I'm a
he's gonna
cop
push it
after all.
until he gets to like War and Peace or something, and he's just like holding on.
Oh, I've got a one-liner ready, buddy. I got a one-liner ready if I have to use this book.
Perfect. I can only imagine what kind of law derivative one-liner you have cooked up in that improv
It
class
doesn't matter which.
mastered fucking.
Yeah, I've got 3 already in my head. I just don't know which one I'm going to go with.
Okay, just making sure that you have a selection for yourself.
Yeah. You know, variety's a spice of life.
Yeah,
As they say.
Hardcovers
So
in
is
case you got to chuck them at people.
That's right. No, I got the most hardcover law book.
Yeah. I also would have accepted like an art book because they tend to be like taller, longer.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, law always a great club in.
I would have accepted a Van Gogh book, and I throw it and try to chop their ear off.
The amount of potence you would need for that.
I have 3 potents,
Or
bro.
either that, or an anatomy book, and you try to like get the section that's for the.
I threw an Asian coin through a guy's torso.
I remember
did?
that.
With less potence.
You
with
did.
less potence than
You
I
did?
have now.
That's on TikTok.
It is on TikTok.
That is on TikTok.
It's gonna live forever immortally there.
Forever.
Forever. Or
Forever.
until the AI overlords take over and then they scrub it.
Correct. So
Which
next week.
I welcome.
Next week.
But yeah, you climb up to the 3rd floor and you see the same kind of layout. There's the bookshelves, but you will notice that there's the smell of perfume now up here. You can hear some shuffling, and as you come around, you'll notice that to the rear of the stairway as you come up, that table is occupied. You can see that there is somebody sitting there. There's a couple of books next to him. They're all closed. And every so often, you'll see that a hand kind of comes over and puts itself on his shoulder and then just kind of like slides down. It's very flirtatious. And there's just a kind of mumble of quiet conversation going on.
I see the back. Their back.
You see his back, but the way the bookshelves are, you can't see.
I can't see her face.
Who he's talking to. Yeah.
Right. So
I
do this.
I tell you to go around. He said it's the X, right?
Mhm.
So tell you to go around this way, cover that side, and I'm gonna come this way.
Sure. I'll cast Silence of Death on here, and I already have it. So
Yeah.
I'll just
You have it on.
Do I have line of sight to the stairway?
You can either have line of sight to their table or the stairway, not both. It's difficult to get both of them where they're sitting. Almost looks like by design.
Okay. When I go up the steps, are there books there?
The table where
not in the library, no.
No, not in the library. There would never be
stairs,
books there.
stairs.
Especially not in Florida.
This is the projector room.
Mhm.
there's
on the stairs themselves, there's no books. The table in front, like the little kind of welcoming table for the floor, does have a couple of books stacked on it. But most of the tables up here have their chairs on top. The only table that really has seen any kind of lived-in situation is the one that you can hear the hushed kind of talking going on at.
Okay. Since I have silence of death, does that mean that anything that I do within my space does not make sound?
For a good portion of it, most of the sound you make is going to be muffled.
Okay, so grab a book that's closest to me from those stairs.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and just, it doesn't matter the book. I just want to rip pages from there, crumple it up a little bit, put it on the floor. I just want to know, this is just putting it by the stairwell, and I'm just going to walk over.
Okay. As long as you're quiet and not like forcing the rip, you should be able to quietly just kind of rip the page down and then just as softly as you can, just kind of crumple it. The more you dampen your own sound, the more you are likely to keep silence of death for yourself.
Oh, okay.
So,
I get you.
Yeah.
So I do that. It might just take me I guess it'll take me a few minutes, a couple minutes then.
Yeah.
But I want to walk to that other section that Melvin told me to, so I can survey that other side as a point of as a vantage point.
Sure. So do you want to have vantage on the stairs or vantage on the table?
Can I go back and forth?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, for right now it'll be at the table.
Okay.
Though I mean, I'm hoping that what I did might help. Or might not. So we'll see.
But yeah, you go over, you see an older woman, maybe about 30s, just kind of sitting there, very librarian kind of looking. There's a nice dress shirt, a vest, like a sweater vest. There's a large, kind of thick, downy looking sweater hung over her chair. Skirt, stockings, the whole nine.
Okay.
And just every so often, she just reaches over, laughs at something that the young man is saying. He looks very much like mid-20s, early 20s, definitely younger than her. And it doesn't look like he's trying very hard, but she is definitely selling the act.
Ooh, girl.
Okay.
But yeah, as Melvin comes around, he will recognize her. That is Lydia.
I have the book like this. I'm just like, I kind of pop my eyes over a little bit and just.
You do notice.
I just kind of.
What happened?
Am I able to see that what he's doing?
No.
Oh, okay.
You will notice that she does have a beanie, kind of just like one of those thick snow caps for the winter on her head. And the moment she catches eyes with Melvin, her eyes widen, and it almost looks like the beanie rides up a little bit more than what normally would happen with a raised or kind of furrowed brow, and she catches it and pulls it down. And then we're going to switch over to Andreas.
Damn it!
I know what that is.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I'm gonna mute myself now.
We turn back to Andreas on top of the motel. And
I'll pile of cigarettes next to me.
And although you can hear the sirens in the distance, you can still hear some gunshots. There's definitely more action in one night than the city has seen in the entire month. You hear from below, "What the fuck? Who the fuck took my shoe?"
I remember that.
All right, guys, I'm done playing this game. Good night. I accomplished my mission.
And if you peek over the side, you'll notice that coming out of two rooms, three guys emerge. They have the Devil's Disciples gear on. Give me a intelligence and streetwise roll for yourself.
Right. And in the process of this, let me also turn on the visual obfuscate just so I can casually look down from the rooftop and not really have to worry about peeking over the top like Kilroy.
All
right. What did you want? Something streetwise?
Yeah. So intelligence is streetwise. It's not a bad roll for you. 4 dice, so 3 regular, 1 hunger. And you're using Unseen Passage?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So which roll do you want first? The 4
intelligence.
dice?
Yeah, the intelligence first, and then we'll do the rouse check.
All right. Okay. 8, 9, 4, 9. 9 on the hunger.
Nice. Given their appearance, although they do have the Devil's Disciples cut to them,
Mm-hmm.
it is the same look that you give initiates. They haven't earned, their actual uniform yet, as it were, quote unquote.
Okay.
It looks like these guys are new.
Do they actually have like the full like Devil's Disciple thing on the back?
No.
Okay.
They do have the artwork,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have the actual like.
Yeah, they don't have the top or bottom rockers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What'd you get on your rouse check?
Oh, rouse check.
Yeah.
So that's just a hunger die.
It's just 1 die.
8.
Okay.
Ocho.
Perfect. That familiar feeling of pulling the shadows comes over you. You can definitely feel like you are not easily seen. But you hear them talking. They're like, "Who the fuck took my shoe?" And then one of the other guys, "Someone took my shoe too, man. What the fuck? Who comes in here and takes a single shoe?" But you hear them looking around, and then one of them goes back inside. You hear some things being thrown around, and then one of them turns around and goes, "Oh, yeah? Okay. All right." He looks around, and then he
Zeroed on him.
looks around, he crosses back underneath the awning, so you lose sight of him. And after a moment, you see 2 large dogs come out from the direction that he walked into. They sit there, they kind of whine and yip at the third one, who nods, and then you see them take off. The third one stays behind, and you see him kind of just sit there. He stretches out his arms, and you see him take a big, deep breath.
I'm gonna start following them other dogs.
Okay.
I will. Let me just. I want to start moving. I don't want to be standing in one spot.
Okay.
Let me be a little more specific.
I got you.
Will.
Mhm.
Fucking hate you. I'll mute myself again.
Yeah. So moving myself further towards the edge of the roof, the direction the 2 dogs went in.
Mhm.
Can I clear it to the next rooftop from there, or is this like something I should not even be attempting?
The next rooftop over next to the hotel, you would have to clear a little bit of a parking lot. So it'd be a rough jump. You might do more damage to yourself than anything else.
Okay.
Now you can easily parkour down to like the second floor, and then parkour down again. But it's a wide leap from one building to the other.
Okay. So now, fuck it. Then I'll stay back on that rooftop for the moment. I don't regret it, but
Yep. So you back away. In the distance, you do see the dogs just disappear as they look like they're heading towards the downtown area.
is that where my boys were?
Not
No,
your boys, but that's where Erikson and Melvin went.
Excuse me. We are your
Okay.
boys.
Yeah. No. I got my boys and I got my boys.
Mhm.
You're my boys.
There's the Z.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Boys.
Z on that.
2
Yeah.
Z's, boys.
So, okay. You know what? I'll try and catch up with them in a minute. I want to keep an eye on this other motherfucker taking a deep breath.
Yep. As you crawl back over the edge to look, you don't see him.
All right, definitely time to start moving.
Okay.
All right.
So, how do you want to descend from the rooftop?
I got that cat. I got the what's it called? That similar cat's grace or whatever the hell it was. So I'll be doing the parkour shit.
Oh yeah. You got celerity stuff. Yeah, you do.
Let's see.
Look at you.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think did you take soaring leap? I know somebody did. I don't know if it was Kenny.
I don't think I've taken.
Oh, you did.
I'm trying to actually get to my character sheet right now.
No, he has. Yeah, he does have soaring leap and lethal body. Andreas is not
I'm a
high
biker.
potent. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a biker. I'm still the realistic amount of strength, but I want to be a real problem in a fight.
Yeah, I think it was the whole like, do you want to be able to jump from one bicycle to the other, from one bike to the other? And you're like, yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Well, I have to be able to do dumb shit. So,
Right.
I mean, it's part of the job. All right. So yeah. So let me see.
Comes with territory.
What comes with territory?
Doing stupid shit.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, these guys are hanging out with a Ravnos with a death wish. I mean, sooner or later it's going to go badly. Just fortunately, it's usually for me. Let's see. All right. Would you want me to make the roll for my parkouring?
No, you have cat's grace, so it doesn't even matter because you'll land on your feet regardless of whether you fail or not. So it's not a hard scale to jump down to the second floor and then down to the first floor.
Okay. So still not putting on silence of death because I still want to be listening as I'm going, but still no sign of the guy even on the first floor.
You look over and you notice that one of the mirrors in the two rooms that they came out of is broken. But it looks like some of the pieces are missing.
Okay, well I still have bigger problems than that, so I'm still going to take off after the dogs.
Yep.
Which did we leave one of my vehicles behind, or am I on foot?
You have your bike. You have your motorcycle.
Oh, you have your bike.
Yep.
We took Erikson's car, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So taking a quick cursory look around before I hop on and start it and get the fuck out of there.
Okay.
At least that's my intention.
As you go to start it, you hear the sound of the engine about to turn over, and then it almost sounds like the insides are falling apart. Like slowly, there's a clank, a tink, and then you see little pieces start coming off of it that should not be coming off.
All right. Well, I'm getting off my bike, of course.
Okay.
And is there a visible source of this? Are they like floating in the air? Or are they just like bikes just falling apart?
It's just falling apart. It's just falling apart. Like the amount of torque and tension that these things should have to not fall apart has all been removed.
Someone's gonna fucking die for this. All right, Will, quick pocket check. Obviously checking for my weapons, just making sure everything's in the places they should be.
It is. They are.
Okay, good. Well, between the dogs and all right, looks like I am moving on foot.
All right. Give me a wits and athletics check, please, with -2 dice.
Ew, -2 dice. Does that involve a hunger die too?
Yes, every roll requires hunger dice.
Yeah. I don't know why I fucking forget that like once every 3 months.
Right?
All right. All right. 8 on the hunger die. 8, 10, 2.
Okay. there is a moment where the okay, so I'm down to 1. There's a moment where you start looking around to see what, if anything, or anybody could have done this, and the air around you ripples, and you see a fist materialize and just connect with your chin and knock you straight off the bike as the rest of this biker emerges out of nowhere. This is very different than obfuscation. You're used to being obfuscated.
Yeah.
You yourself were obfuscated when this punch hit you. And the biker stands there for a moment. You're not sure if it was the angle that you were at, but he looks bigger than when you were looking down at him. He's got a good 6.5, almost 7 foot height to him, and wide. It looks like he's about to burst this jacket and pants off of himself. And he just smirks. You take 4 points of superficial damage. Half is 2. So you take 2 points of superficial damage.
Okay.
And he just kind of cracks his neck. I wasn't looking for a fight, but I'll take out a free soul.
Ooh.
You're in the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker.
Oh.
And he kicks your bike over.
All right, pop my very subtle. I'm gonna act cool about this. Shove my hands into my pockets. Coincidentally, the pocket where the gun with the silver bullets is. But I'm also popping. While my hands are in the pocket, I'm popping protean claws.
Okay.
I want to at least be able to. I want to be able to slash him back. So.
Yeah. Make a rouse check.
Fuck it, bro. 4 hunger at the end of this shit.
Motherfucker up. 2.
2.
I'm finally getting hungry. I was gonna get hungry sooner or later.
Yeah. So your hunger goes up to 2 now. There is so much going on right now. The impact has kind of confused the beast inside of you, so there's no real memory that gets pulled up. There's just the fight or flight instinct that has risen up. The only thing that you really do get out of this is that there's a beast near you that frightens, or at least kind of sets your beast on a very survivalist tick.
Yeah, but you did say my bike is in pieces on the floor, right?
Correct.
I'm coming at him.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna attack him with your claws, or you're gonna shoot him with the gun?
I'm gonna attack with the claw. What does he look like to me? What does he look like right now?
He looks like
you already said he's big as fuck, and he looked like he was about to burst, but like
he's big. He's got these bushy eyebrows. He's got the veins in his forehead, kind of down his neck. They're all bulging. They're not clawed, but his hands and his nails look dangerous. They don't look like somebody who bites his nails or things like that. There is this kind of tuft of hair that peeks up over this chest hair that peeks up over the collar of his shirt, his undershirt at least. His arms look a little bit very thick, like he looks like a very hirsute gentleman. And there is just this 5 o'clock shadow of just patchy hair, and it almost looks like his fangs are pronounced as you would imagine a canite, a kindred. But he doesn't look pale.
Okay. Well, as he's
and you can hear the heart beating.
Yeah. Well, I'm keeping the grip on the pistol. I want to get in close, going for neck, throat, anywhere I can actually just get a grip on, even if he's taller than me.
Yeah.
Pull it because I want to pull it. I want to. What's it called? My character's badass at grappling, so I want to pull myself in close, literally dig the claws in, dig my teeth in if I can, because I just want to have a firm grip on him long enough.
Yeah. Do a strength plus brawl check. And you get to add your grappling as a bonus die. You're at 2 hunger now, so...
Mm-hmm. So 2 hunger die, 3 strength. Does potence count for that, or did I have to activate that individually?
No, you don't have to activate anything. Both of your potence powers are passive.
Okay, cool. Then ignored. I said next. It's a strength brawl with 2 hunger die and 1 extra one for the good luck. Yeah. All right. Pray for me, fellas.
What are the cards, baby?
Hold on. All right. 1 fell on the floor is an 8. Oh. Okay, this was overall pretty good. Okay, the 2 hunger die are 10 and 7.
Nice.
Then for the regular die are 1 and 2, and then 8 and 9.
Okay. 4 successes. You see him take the damage, like the claws dig in.
Yeah, I'm trying to, I'm trying to grab him, not just like slash through. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to bury fingers into him.
Yeah. It looks like he was trying to get away from you, and almost for a second he does, and you see that it's not because he's faster than you. It looks like in the process of him kind of backstepping away from you, he shrinks. He comes down to like about 6 foot tall. The hair recedes almost like by 50%. Like it's almost invisible at this point. It dips down under his collar. The 5 o'clock shadow has kind of vanished. The eyebrows have become more manageable. A lot of the veins have dipped away. It looks like whatever gave him the edge is gone.
I bite him in the face.
Well, he's
had my height now.
Yeah, you had 5 successes. You said to hit him.
No, 4. No, that was 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he's back at 1.
Side note to the boys: this is why I usually play a gang roll.
Taken 1 point. Yeah, he screams as your claw digs into his body. It doesn't go in as far as you want it to, or as far as it would on like a regular kind. So whatever he's got going
Andreas
on.
Andreas has a feeling he knows what he's dealing with, so he knows I want to do as much damage as possible as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And especially around the throat area, because if it's what I think it is, I don't want it howling.
But you see there's a little bit of a redness that kind of encircles his pupils for a moment, as the claws dig into his flesh, and you see him smile. The fangs are no longer pronounced, but there is a kind of predatory sense that he's giving off. And again, your beast goes back into the fight or flight, urging for more flight than anything. But he's your size now. Like, this guy doesn't look like he's a big kind of workout kind of guy. Like, this guy doesn't feel like he has muscle on him. Like, this guy looks more wiry than anything else. But he just kind of pushes at you. But because you have Cat's Grace, you can feel that although the strength he uses doesn't feel human, your supernatural ability kicks in right as you're about to hit the floor, and your hand comes down, you spin around, and your feet find purchase. The balls of your feet kind of find purchase and keep you standing. But you're back at just out of arm's reach of him. And he kind of tilts his head to you. You're not human. And he cracks his knuckles. Good. I can go all out.
This is not even my final form.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's not his final form.
You said you wanted to go for a bite?
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
that was, like I said, as I was grabbing, just whatever I can do. I'm fucking going for the bite, going for the grab.
All right. Let's do a dexterity and brawl for this one for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, since he tossed me on the first one, I'll keep my hand off the pistol for now. I'll draw it later if I need to.
Okay.
Because right now, just be all claws.
All right.
All right. What do you want me to do?
Let's do a dexterity and brawl, since it's a little bit more of a finer manipulation.
Okay. Any bonus die?
No.
Okay. Okay. Hunger die are 6 and 2, and then the other ones are 7, 6, and 9.
So 4 successes. You see that he manages to just bring his forearm up and guide your mouth away from him. You get the barest kind of, your cheek rubs against his cheek as he kind of pushes you away from actually doing any harm to him. And you notice that as your face rubs off and you get a good look at the shoulder that you clawed into, it's healed over.
Oh, then I know what I'm fucking dealing with. So,
yeah. But he yells at you, and just kind of, as he strong arms you away from being as lethal as you want to be, he takes a moment, looks down at something in his hand, and then you see him just pull back into that ripple of water in the air, and he vanishes.
All right, I take off in the other direction.
Okay.
Moment. If I can do this in the process, activating my obfuscate at least visually for this, and just I'm taking off pell-mell in the direction of where my boys are, because I know what now I'm sure of what I'm dealing with, and those weren't fucking dogs.
Yeah. There's a moment where as you turn and run, you try to pull in the shadows, but it doesn't feel the same. It feels like there's definitely eyes on you as you're moving forward, and there's something that just is preventing you from finding any kind of safe harbor in this storm that has descended on you.
All right, just keep moving.
All right.
Displace.
We turn back to Melvin and Erikson at the library. Lydia locks eyes with you, Melvin. And her eyes widen. She pulls the beanie. She tries to pull the beanie down. And then she leans over. Excuse me. I'll be right back, please. And he's like, yeah.
I kind of do this.
He's like, yeah, sure. And she leans over. She gives him a kiss on the cheek. Don't go anywhere, okay? He's like, oh no, I wouldn't dream of it. And as she walks away, you hear him yawning. And Erikson will see him grab the top book that he has on his stack, and he opens it back up and just kind of like rubs his eye tiredly. And gets back to reading. But you see Lydia making her way over to where you imagine Melvin being.
Real quick,
Do I notice the age difference?
No, not from your angle.
Okay.
What were you saying, Kenny?
When I see that, I want to immediately turn my attention now back to the stairs, knowing that I'm gonna assume that she noticed Melvin. So,
Okay.
and I see that this guy looks just like, he's just reading, nothing more. I'm gonna go ahead and just look towards the staircase.
Okay. As you come back over, if you could give me a wits and athletics check at a -2 dice.
-2.
Ooh.
Well, I'm glad I at least looked back.
Yeah.
You can see it coming.
Yes. Because otherwise, this would have been a surprise attack.
All right, -2, so that's wow, all 3 dice.
Hmm.
Okay, that's 3 8s.
Okay. That'll reduce my pool by 3. So you're only. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. I'll get rid of that.
That's what that is. Whatever that is.
That's a 10. That's what that is.
That's what that is.
That's a 10.
I speak will.
So the good news is that whoever was obfuscated is no longer obfuscated when they attack you because they broke their obfuscation. The bad news for you is that they also had something activated. Okay, so you're going to take 5 points of superficial damage that cannot be halved. As you feel a Bowie knife suddenly impact right into your stomach, and as the shadows fade away from where the fist is, there's a black sleeve of a trench coat coming up to the top kind of collar, the black sweater underneath, the black slacks, and there is this tan looking gentleman, very pale tan, black hair, a eternal 5 o'clock shadow, these kind of dark burnt honey eyes, this sharp kind of little bump on the nose that makes it look a little bigger than it really is, and this killer's smile, and he goes, but you
Did he
notice
just push me?
you notice as you groan from the attack, there's no sound that comes out of your mouth.
Oh, good.
Silence of death on.
But yeah,
Oh, good.
he does shush you.
Okay, am I able to have a reaction now?
You can have your turn, yes. What would you like to do?
I'm glad. I'm glad.
You can do a thing.
You can do a thing.
I
Yeah.
want to go ahead.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do for your thing?
Dread gaze.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 1 on the rouse.
Oh, okay. So your hunger goes up by 1.
Feel appropriate,
I figured
though.
it was gonna happen.
I feel
Feels
appropriate.
You know, again, there is so much going on that I'm not gonna burden you with a beast
Pissed.
memory.
That's what it is. You're pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pissed. Yeah, está bien.
So Dread Gaze, level 3 presence. Playing their thing. User rolls charisma plus presence against the target's composure and resolve. Okay.
Presence.
Got to take into account my hunger. I have hunger dice. Ooh.
What happens if I roll? Because both of my hungers are 10.
Oh, that's a messy crit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a good thing I can't make noise.
Yep.
That's a good thing I can't make noise. So
Yeah,
that's
so
2 10s.
That's a critical
Wait,
win.
Oh, I saw. You don't want me to give you the other? Okay, I will take.
No.
Take that.
Yeah, the crit alone is more successful than I got.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. Okay. That's terrible news for me. Because I have to make a terror frenzy roll.
Oh,
Penny, if you don't do something after this resolves, I'm gonna be very upset with you. And if you don't do it, I'm gonna point you out. And I'm gonna tell you out.
Oh. Difficulty 3. I just
What did I do?
made it. You see the look of sheer terror come over his face as you pull on whatever demonic idea you have of yourself in your Midwest Bible Belt memory of what a vampire means to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes a step back. And as he does, he pulls the knife free from your belly. But you see that there is the bravado and the what's it called? Assuredness of his ability have vanished. And now he looks worried.
Where are you going? We just started.
None of that.
I turn off.
None of that.
I turn off Silence of Death just so I can say that.
That's not what I wanted you to do.
That's your silence of death.
That's not what I wanted you to do. I was hoping you'd look at him and go,
oh,
right back to him.
But your mouth moves and no sound is heard.
Nah. Oh well, that's fine. I mean, if he starts backing up, I just want it's game time. This is what
I love that you're clapping. You're like, now it's motherfucking on.
Yeah, he took a step back, and now it looks like instead of being on the assault, he is very much on the defensive.
Yeah,
so he's waiting for you. Yeah, he's waiting for you to make a move.
I'm reading law books.
Yeah, on the other side of the floor, Lydia comes over to you.
You can't hear it. You can't hear it.
That's what I love about this is that all of this is going on very quietly in the other side of the room.
Yeah.
But Lydia comes over to you, Mr. Wright. What are you doing here?
Looking for you.
For me?
I see out of character real quick.
Yeah.
I knew about her with a thing that's under her beanie already, right? I had seen it.
You've seen it,
apartment, didn't I?
Yeah, she trusted you with it.
So I'm like, that's an interesting way of covering it.
I mean, we have to do what works.
Absolutely.
How did you find me?
Come on, kid. It's me.
I mean, if you found me, that means that they might have found me too. And she starts to look around.
Oh, and I go,
followed?
No, that's why I came here looking for you because I just found out you were being tracked.
Somebody has hired the Banu Hakim to come after me and my sire.
That's the word I couldn't pronounce when they told me.
Sire?
No. Touche. It's not safe. Does Fonzie over here know what's going on with you?
No, he's just someone I was feeding on.
Okay. Tip. Don't be in the section of the library that everybody's going to expect you being at.
I mean, I'm not.
All I had
technically.
to do was
the mythology section is on the other side of the room.
Same floor of the same building. You couldn't rent the books out, check the books out, and go somewhere safe?
We were sitting. I mean, I didn't want to be on the second floor because it was just too easy to be spotted given where Andrew was sitting. So I just decided to move up a floor. I should have, in retrospect, gone all the way to the fourth floor, but...
Wait, you didn't even see me or my friend.
You brought someone with you?
Yeah. We're kind of we're kind of looking to make sure you're safe, and I'm trying to make right for your dad.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Mr. Wright. I had the window behind me, so worst case scenario, I could have just jumped.
Fair enough, but
I did learn something from you and Connie.
I'm glad it seems like you've picked up her cunning. And I smirk and I go, our old spot is still available.
Miss Richards.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
I'm highly recommending we get over there.
is it safe with her, given her closeness with the prince?
She's assured respect for the boons that have led to us having that space.
If you trust her, Mr. Wright, then I have no reason to distrust her.
I mean, she hasn't done anything to make me distrust her so far, and
So far.
between you and me, right. But between you and me, there's plenty of people under the prince's umbrella that are not exactly fond of him or his actions. So, some cases you may keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer kind of situation.
That's what I'm afraid of with Miss Richards.
Do you have somewhere safe if you don't want to go there?
Where is safe in the city?
Exactly. So at least we know the layout of Miss Richards' spot.
I can't argue that.
I'm running with she had never met the other group, right?
No.
I must warn you, I'm running with somewhat of a different group from before.
The rumors have stated that you're an anarch now, Mr. Wright. Is that true?
I'm against the current tower, so you tell me. The man responsible for your father's death. So call me an anarch, call me whatever you want. Ultimately,
I mean, I'm sure that
want his head.
this wouldn't sit well with my father, but desperate times and all.
I'm sure he'll forgive me once I take care of the issues that he was still he was asking for me to get some revenge for him after the fact. And I look at her perplexed. Like, he kind of visited me in a vision.
From everything that I've found about our given condition, I didn't think it was possible for that to have happened. Are you sure it was my father?
I mean, this was in the Malkavians thing, right?
This was in front of the Malkavian, yeah.
And they're like, well, there was a Malkavian prince in the room, so
Primogen.
or the Primogen, sorry. There's a Malkavian Primogen in the room, so who knows? But
Yeah, it might have been
it was
a
pretty on
forced
the nose.
hallucination, given what they can do
Either
with their
way,
abilities.
I've lost my sire. I've lost Connie. She's gone to Europe.
You worried
Lost
me
your
for a
father.
second.
No, sorry, I shouldn't have paused. And I go. I'll try to be dramatic. I'm sorry.
No, I understand now. As an
This group I'm
actor
running with,
who loved pauses, who was just very terrible at them, however.
I didn't know where to stop.
Just like that. Yes. You've seen his movies.
Yes. So I've kind of I am different, as you can see, and I kind of point to my face.
Mhm.
This is who I need to be right now to do what I have to do. But I promise you, it's all with good, good, good-hearted, good intentions behind it.
All right. Let me grab my coat and I will follow you to Miss Richards.
Fucking hell, bro.
And
Like,
on the other side of the floor,
Yeah.
what do you want to do to take care of this?
I'm having a heart to heart, and you just hear
Yeah, no. The whole idea if this was like a comedy was just you just literally me above the stair, like above the bookshelves, and then I get pulled down. Then the same guy tries to go up, and I'm pulling him down.
Yep.
Yeah. So, or I'm throwing him across the screen while they're in the background, we're in the background, and they're in the foreground talking.
It's like the Amazing Spider-Man scene in the library.
He's straight in front of me.
Mhm.
Behind him, is the staircase. Behind that, by any chance, is there a window? Just wondering.
It's behind you, but yes.
Okay, never mind. How is this possible if I soaring leap into kind of like a spear, a Goldberg spear, or like a football tackle? I just want to know how much if because I know I can't do potent and soaring leap, correct?
You can rouse for prowess.
Okay, so
and then soaring leap at him.
Yeah, so I want to rouse for prowess.
Okay.
And then soaring leap, so I can use the damage that I am dealing with this added on to that. That's the idea.
Do it.
Arouse.
You should just run up, grab him, and then soaring leap and just Zangief his ass.
Red Cyclone! Just literally, and it's all quiet because I'm still in my own
silence
of death. So just...
in his silence of death, yeah.
Yeah. There's just like the sound of rubble when it hits afterwards.
Outside of that little spot, yeah.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 4. So I'm at
hunger 3. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
I don't give a shit if I bleed through my eyes, bro. Let's just go.
You know what? Albert didn't either until an entire episode was about him bleeding out of his eyes. All right, so let's have you roll strength plus brawl plus your potence. So 9 dice.
Cool.
7 regular, 6 regular now, 3 hunger.
6 regular. So out of the regular, I have 6, 10, 9, 6, 2, and 2. So that's 4. And then the 3 hunger. 1 10, 1 8, and 1 2.
Okay, so a total of 8 successes.
Because the 10 doubled?
Yeah. Crits double.
Okay.
You
going to our 7C campaign. Yep. Ice and suplex.
You take a step back just to give yourself more of a good footing to plant yourself, to shoot yourself forward, and as you bring up the power of the blood into your extremities and your feet in particular, you shoot forward and clearly insert your shoulder and neck area into where his stomach is, in such a way that you actually do now hear the oh as his silence of death is broken by the amount of pain that is shooting through his body, and you go flying with him down the entire length of this bookshelf, this aisle, until you come crashing into the handrail that wraps around the stairway, and you hear that loud crack as it shatters behind him, and his body ragdolls for a moment, and he just kind of like grabs onto your shoulders to support himself, and you see him scrambling to find his footing. But Melvin will hear this.
Do they fly past me, or where I'm standing, or
Can it
be in the background?
It is only visible when they finally land at the stairway. Given how all the bookshelves are set up and where you were talking to Lydia, you don't see the event. You see the outcome.
Okay.
And you see this kind of Antonio Banderas looking gentleman just sitting there, fucking pinned into the railing, or what was a railing, and then finding his footing. And you see that he has a knife that he's flipped over and he's about to bring down on Erikson's back.
I throw the book.
There it is. Full circle, bro. Chekhov's gun.
But he uses potence, so when he throws it,
Yeah.
he's taking the arm off.
Absolutely, I'm using potence. If you don't think I'm using potence.
So you're rousing for prowess?
Yeah, because it's
So
unarmed. Would
we're
that be
gonna feed
unarmed?
after.
Because it's unarmed damage with prowess, isn't it? Oh no, feats of strength.
Feats
Yeah,
of strength.
I'm gonna rouse. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, man, fuck it.
I got a 4, baby. Hunger. Let's go. Everybody's hungry today, baby.
Hunger.
We're all
Let's go.
gonna eat after. We're gonna eat after, bro.
Hunger
We're gonna eat
goes up.
after. It's
We're gonna-
fine.
I'm gonna find a rat somewhere. I'm gonna find a cat or a
Yeah.
horse or something, and I'll eat it.
So it's gonna be your strength of 2, plus your athletics of 1, plus your potence of 3.
Okay, 6. That's not bad.
Yeah. So 4 regular dice, 2 hunger dice.
Ay, pobrecito. Ay, pobrecito. That would be 9 and a 7 on the hunger, an 8, a 10, and a 6, and then the rest are 2s and
Jesus.
4s.
All right.
How much is that then?
10's double?
10s are doubled, yeah.
Right.
So as long as you have 2 10s, they're considered 4 successes.
No, it's not 2 10s. So 6 successes.
6 successes. Jesus, it's still more than my 3. The book goes flying like a oversized ninja star. Just the theme to American Ninja is playing in the background somewhere as this thing flies and hits the knife square on and sends it flying. And you see him look in your direction, see that you're involved now, and he will bring his elbow down to force Erikson off of him, recoils and rolls over backwards into the stairway, and you hear him booking.
Oh, like there's no way that by doing that, because since I tackled him into there,
Mhm.
I'm in a position. Can I see if I am able to resist that hit that he did? Maybe I'm holding, grappling. This person.
Make a strength and resolve roll.
I when that happens, I look at Lydia and I just say, threw the book at him.
Strength and
Legal.
resolve. That's 5
Oh
And
my
I go,
God.
legal term.
Oh my God. Where was that on your top 3?
Oh, okay.
That
So
was number 1 for me.
That was number
five,
1?
two
Okay.
5s on my hunger, a 7, and then the rest are 2s. I want to use willpower.
Okay. You can reroll up to 3 non-hunger dice.
Okay. So I can only re-roll 2.
Okay.
And you tell me when I can react again.
And 8 and a 7. So
Yep.
so 3 successes.
You scramble to grab him as he rolls back over the thing, and you grab his trench coat, and you just see him kind of just hold his arms up and slide out of it, like he just would rather forego that than anything else. And as he still manages to rush away, you hear the clatter of all the knives that he had pocketed away in his trench coat just kind of falling out of their pockets and just onto the stairs.
Exactly.
You just see me.
Guess who has knives now?
Guess who's a knife guy now?
Shit. So he's running. He's not using he's not obfuscating. We can see that he's just booking because we're looking at him.
You're looking at him, so he can't use obfuscate. So you just see him kind of going down the stairs.
I immediately dropped the trench coat. Yeah.
There's railings, like there's a railing to looking down, like all the floors, or no?
Yes.
I run and I leap over and grab onto the railing and start dropping myself floor to floor.
Well, the railing doesn't extend down the floor. The railing protects from you from falling onto the tributaries of the stairways.
Yeah. So there's a wall go around.
Oh,
Yeah.
wall,
So it's like a
I think
little,
there's
it's a little half
front of the
wall.
lobby.
No, it's like a
Okay.
little half wall to protect you from like falling into the stairway.
Hopefully, we did enough of this so that maybe Andreas runs into him as he's coming out of the library.
I'm gonna take off and leap
No.
over the I'm gonna leap over the little wall
Mhm.
and go to land onto the stairs.
Okay.
I'll go through the window, and I'll use, and I will. Damn. I go to the window to see if that's a fire escape area or not.
It's not.
I already taken enough fucking superficial. I can't take aggravated. I'm just gonna book it down. I'm gonna
Okay.
try to see if I can.
I'm
what
not
do I
using
have?
the full stairs. I'm jumping
Mhm.
like in the gaps.
I
Like
get you.
I yeah. It's like he's
Um,
going. I'm like no.
fleetness.
Ding.
Yeah, fleetness.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And if I land and there's a knife next to me, I'm picking that knife up.
as this chase ensues and you forget entirely about Lydia, we switch back over to Andreas. Where do we find you? How long will you be running from the situation that you've got yourself into?
Oh, I will run until my legs burn and my blood's pumping battery acid. Then I run some more.
Okay.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm on foot right now. That thing was taking apart my bike, vanished into thin air in front of me, which is something I can't do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get at least some distance, some alleyways. Might even try and climb up to get back on a roof. Like this is like full on. I know vaguely the university they're at, but this is just survive till I get there, and also pocket check for my weapons. That fucking rosary I found that time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of anything silver I have on me.
Everything is still where it was.
Okay.
And after you book it for like 4 or 5 blocks, that sensation of being watched starts to dissipate. It starts to fade back into just regular kind of city life. You know, a car will drive by here and there, but there's no real traffic at this time. It's almost 2 now.
Well, at this point, still get off. I don't even care if it's monsters. I don't know what the fuck. Just get off the main roads and still just keep making my way to the university, because now I no longer need to worry about when it's time to get back to my van. So this is one of those I can get as far as I can, get as close to them as possible if they're not already in trouble.
Yep. You'll see that by the time that you get to university, security is kind of sitting outside. They're talking to a gentleman. But before that happens, Melvin gets down first. And by the time you get down to the first floor, you don't see him anymore.
Okay, if I don't see him, I'm gonna immediately run back up and yell, "You've been found! Let's go!" They pick up knives.
Okay. But yeah, she comes over. She sees Erikson and immediately stops. And
He's with me.
well, you're still downstairs. And
Got it. Cool.
What are you checking? Dread gaze?
no, I'm checking a very different power. But one that she has access to.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, there it is. Yeah. No. Okay. Cool. No rolls required against an unprepared mortal victim. Any resistant victim or another vampire requires a contested roll. So, if Erikson could roll intelligence and resolve for me.
Oh, we know that's not good.
Oh, now, Will, wouldn't
Yes.
she have seen me help him? She was standing right next to me, throw the book at the other guy.
She wasn't. She went to go pick up her coat, remember?
But the thing is, that happened in like a second. She grabbed her coat and turned away when I threw the book.
No, she was walking towards the coat. Like, I assume that you walked away with her to not have this guy hear any conversations that might have broken the masquerade.
Fair enough.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away. I rolled a 7 and the rest is under 5.
Okay. Well, she looks at you. You look at her. This is the first time you've ever seen Lydia.
I look at her.
She looks at me. And then she says, "Defenestrate." And something
I hardly even met her.
Something instinctual in your body just accepts the command, and you find yourself running towards the window.
Oh, well, I guess I was going to go that way.
Yep. And
There
you
you were.
you throw yourself out the window, and you hear the guy say, "What the fuck is that?" But she comes running down the stairs, meets Melvin halfway up the second floor. "I got rid of the other one. I've gotten rid of the other one."
What other one?
It can't be
There was
served.
another one?
I'm pretty sure it was the state senator.
Yeah. He was dressed in it. It was dressed in a suit. There was some blood spatter on it. I imagined it
Did he
was.
look like an asshole?
Yes.
That was my friend.
Oh. Well, he's
Where?
he's on the first floor. Luckily, I told him to throw himself out the window.
I like where your head's at, but not at the moment. And I hand her like 3 knives of my collection. No.
She
And I
doesn't know
I
how to
go-
handle them, so she's like,
okay,
All
fine.
right.
I take it back.
"Sure."
Yeah, I take it back. And I go and
All right.
the free souls are getting a bunch of knives from me now.
Yeah.
That's my gift. I'm like, look, I got you guys knives.
So 1 point of superficial damage gets through your unnatural toughness as you come crunching into the snow-covered lawn outside.
Sweet. So since I've already taken 5 superficial already, and my health was at 5, that means that this has become aggravated?
Correct.
Cool.
And now roll a die for me since this is aggravated damage that you've taken.
7.
7 plus the 1. Aggravated means that you are you have severe trauma to your leg. So until you heal, you will be hobbling and your speed is reduced.
That's great. That's cool. No, I lie there and I go, this is probably why I didn't do this plan in the first place.
Yeah, everything in your body is just like.
Best part,
Mm-hmm.
the best part is he doesn't know if that's Lydia. He just thinks some random person walked up to him.
Yeah.
I was like, go throw yourself out the fucking window.
Yep.
Now I think there's another.
Alright.
Now I think there's another fucking person I have to deal with. I'm
Yep.
like, great.
He's like, I guess I'm gonna throw myself out the window.
Guess this is tonight.
No, and then it's literally right when I go out the window, I go, wait a minute, why did I do that? Oh wait, now now I know.
I'm just really happy that this asshole didn't fucking maim himself when 2 werewolves are coming to fucking hunt us down.
What are the odds?
Lo and behold.
Thank God for that.
Yep.
Lo and
But as you go,
Thank Cain for that.
Yeah, as you come running downstairs, you'll see that the young lady at the counter is already like dialing and talking to somebody about getting campus security over to the library. And Lydia just kind of like waves at her. Sorry for the all of this, Amanda. I'll try to explain it when I can. And as you rush out,
You don't talk to people. You just let them. You disappeared. What did I taught you?
I know her. I know her personally.
Well,
As you come around, you will see the man-shaped flump in the snow, and just Erikson groaning.
Half Wile E. Coyote style.
Yeah.
he's not more dead. This is. I go, hey, so you've met Lydia.
No, I'm like, I have met is just the ground. I have met.
You'll see.
She didn't know it was you.
Yeah,
so
I'm terribly sorry about this misunderstanding.
yeah, he's a great person.
I appreciate that, Melvin.
Yeah,
That is not Melvin at all.
Okay,
1 second.
okay. If there's a scary biker-looking dude,
She points in the direction, and you see Andreas running up.
Him.
Yeah.
No more windows.
By the way, no dignity. Nothing. Full on just
Like Looney Tunes style with like dust behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm straight up track starring it towards you.
Yeah. As the yellow and green lights of the security kind of start to wash over the rear of the building where you find yourselves at, you'll see two pairs of suddenly like reflecting eyes. Just off in the distance, behind some shrubbery where a little kind of set of trees are for like a walking path.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes of the Beast.
Low. They're low to the ground.
I activate Eyes of the Beast.
Two wolves are looking at the four of you now.
Cool.
Then a third will appear out of nowhere.
No doubt. So I'm gonna do another rouse check.
What are you rousing for?
My claws. I got a 6.
Okay, so you sprout claws.
Okay, and I kind of put my hand like this as I'm drawing the claws, and I go like this to Lydia, and I go, and I go, get up. There's wolves. To Andreas, and I kick him.
Mm-hmm.
I get
to
up.
Erikson, sorry.
Right, I get I get up.
Yep.
And I look in that direction. And is there anybody else around us besides this?
No, you're in the rear.
Security in the distance, but that's it.
Yeah,
they're on the other side of the building.
I literally will say out. I'm not shouting it, but I will literally say, "You go. Don't forget about the asshole that was just upstairs with me. Now you can ask him. This is not what you want to deal with."
That's a lot.
Exactly what
he disappeared, and I look back at Lydia. I'm like, you might want to run.
Fucking hell.
She takes a step back, and there's a moment where you see the wolves kind of snapping at each other. Very lightly, you'll hear the kind of noises that they're making at each other. And then one by one, you'll see the eyes vanish.
I start hobbling over. Yeah, you better run! Son of a bitch.
And I look at him when he says that. Like, really? Pegleg Pete, why don't you calm down for a second here? And I start walking. How far is Andreas from us?
He's maybe 60 feet away.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait for him then. I'm not gonna move towards him. I've got my arm like blocking.
I'll be there in like a round or two.
Yeah.
But you
guys are all together now.
I've got my arm protective of Lydia.
Yep.
I run up, out of breath, for as long as it takes me to remember I don't fucking breathe anymore.
Correct.
I love that.
Yeah, well, it's the reflexive fear response. It's just like, why the fuck am I breathing? I don't need this shit. But trying to get my composure back for a second, we got werewolves.
I saw them. 3 of them.
The fucking devil's disciples have goddamn lupines.
But aren't. Wait. So Werner Hertzfeld's made a deal with the lupines?
I don't know if he made a deal with them, but I had to go toe-to-toe with one of those motherfuckers at least. Well, he's the reason I ran here, because we need to go... Well, I need to send some of my boys to go get my bike, or what's left of it. And I'm going to murder that motherfucker in the trench coat.
Wait, we just dealt with somebody with a trench coat.
I pull the trench coat out. And then
I threw the book at him.
Completely different trench coat.
Yeah. Which I look at it. Wrong trench coat. Thank you though.
We should probably go. We should probably go. And I keep looking in the direction of where the three wolves were. 3 sets of eyes were there. I don't see them. I'm not tracking them now. We need to go. Lydia, Andreas, Lydia,
Nice to
Albert
meet
Frost's
you.
daughter.
Lydia, pleasure.
I'm sure I made it under better circumstances, but it is nice to meet you. And again, I'm sorry for making you go out the window.
The way we
Not a problem.
The way we operate, this is probably as good a circumstances as you're going to meet us.
Yeah, nothing's on fire.
Yeah, she made him jump out the window.
That's hilarious. You have to tell me how you do that one day.
No, don't tell him how you do that.
And I start moving. I'm like, let's not go back towards the library because campus security's there. But let's go like in an opposite direction of the wolves and kind of wrap around towards the car.
All right, I'm hobbling.
Yep.
I fucking help Erikson. I mean, seriously, this is. I've got potence and strength anyway, so
yeah, the both of us we can help him walk fast.
Yeah.
But
you get back to Erikson's car, and as you drive off, where are you heading?
Away from here.
Vague. Perfect.
Lydia, what do you think about Miss Richards? The place.
If you trust her, Melvin, Mr. Wright, I'll follow along.
Wait a minute. What makes you think we're not being followed right now?
It's a good point.
Yeah, we don't fucking know that.
I jump out of the car. No, I'm kidding. Just
car, bitches.
Wild card. Well, yeah, she says, like, if you trust her, then I will trust your judgment. Then there's a reason my father put his life in your hands.
Actually, you want to take her to Otis?
Can we make it in time?
It's only 2:00 at this point, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. So let's go.
Now we have additional news to tell Otis. So information for Safe Haven.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys going to be staying at Otis's then? Because by the time you get there, it'll probably be around 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, because Andreas, you can sleep there one night, no? Or no?
I can
sleep there.
Yeah, I can sleep. Yeah, I can sleep anywhere for one night at a time, but my sleep options are a lot more open now.
Oh, that's right, because you have the protein. Yeah.
Okay. So I just have, I can get to a minimum safe distance where there's some grass and just sink.
Okay.
But as you arrive at the Red Eye Lounge and you walk in with Lydia and this newfound information that is definitely worth its weight in gold, I think this is a good spot to call it for tonight. So I want to thank you guys for following me along on this journey of a game. We're getting closer and closer to New Year's Eve and the big showdown. So I'm excited to see what happens. Thank you to the audience for following along with us as well. We couldn't do this without you. As always, please take care of yourselves. Know that it is okay to not be okay. We take mental health on the channel very seriously. If you're watching live, there's going to be some phone numbers going up in the Twitch chat. They'll be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube at your leisure. But just know that there are resources out there to help you and for you to reach out and kind of get support to handle whatever you need to handle with. If you're not in the United States, there's a link going up that'll also be in the description box, so don't worry about it. It is fantastic. It has information for not only out of the United States information, but it also has in country information for those of you living around any of the states. And just if you're a friend or family member of somebody that is normally a happy-go-lucky or strong personality, please check in on them. You never know how far a simple hello or how are you text can change the trajectory of somebody's life. So, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Mondays, as you know, are for Vampire the Masquerade. Tuesdays are for Legend of the Five Rings and Werewolf the Wild West. And Thursdays are for 7th Sea and my newly announced game of Old Gods of Appalachia that will be coming out. I'm very excited to share more information as that becomes available. But just know that there will be options going on. We're on hiatus, on a little break for Vampire the Dark Ages over at McStabber Studios, but that's going to be coming back in a couple of weeks, and that's every Wednesday. And then we'll see what else we get into over the weekend. I know that we're going to be starting a second season of Monster Hearts, following the characters from the first season. So if you haven't seen that, check out their YouTube page, give them a follow. They're doing some good work over there, and I'm very excited for their new vampire game that's going to be starting up, Kansas, A City Divided, where I'll be playing a guest character. So more information as well on that as it becomes available. But thank you guys for being with us. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you when we see you. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.